for professional tree trimming, removal, and storm preparation. Don't wait until a storm is on its way. Schedule your tree assessment today at lucastreeservice.com.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. The Orlando Magic have announced their 2026 roster for the NBA Summer League, which will include sophomores Noah Penda as well as Jace Richardson, who were drafted last year by the ball club. And it will also include Isaiah Nelson, who the team selected in this year's draft with the 51st overall pick out of the University of South Florida. Right now, 90 degrees at 2 o'clock, time in 10, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
Tom has today and Monday off, but I'm back in the saddle. We call this one
Welcome back.
Taking one for the team is what we call
you
that,
are.
Taylor Dahl. It was of course going to be a request that I granted because Tom has to be with family and all that fun stuff. But look, no better day than to come in and talk sports, considering what the United States did last night. I will tell you, I thought I was going to be hoarse because I was screaming at the television last night.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those games where I was locked in from start to finish, and there's a lot of things I'm still trying to fully understand the game as part of it. So I'm half confused half the time of what exactly is going on. So I'm like going to Twitter trying to find out, okay, like why did this happen or why didn't this happen, or is this right or is this wrong, and things like that. And that's just the process of trying to learn the game more than like before. You know what a goal is and you know like the kind of basics of what is going on, but to try and learn
the
more
offside that's like super close and things like that. Absolutely.
And so all of those things, because that's how I am with sports. If I'm watching them, I really want to know kind of all of the intricacies of why it is the way it is. And so watching it, there were moments where I'm like, I'm so confused right now, but it's exciting, and the U.S. won, so it was really fun. But it is one of the things that it helps me learn, because the moment I'm like questioning something, I will ask a friend that does watch it or go to Twitter, and they explain it pretty clearly. People are usually live tweeting during these things of why something's happening or not happening. So it's been really fun for me just because it has been a sport that I haven't totally dove into. Even last time when we were talking, like 2014, that World Cup era, like I was watching and I was cheering, but I'm at the bars every day just drinking with friends and like watching the game in that way. I wasn't really fully investing into learning the game and understanding it. So it's been fun for me with you and JJ and kind of learning some of this. I tuned into his live reaction after to try and like, see how crazy I was for thinking certain things were wrong, like the red card and stuff like that. So it's been fun. It's been a good time for me beyond just USA winning, but learning the game and kind of getting a little bit more interested than I have been in previous years.
Yeah, getting to be off earlier this week, got to watch even more soccer than I would normally, even though we have it on in here. It's not the same as
you're not
when
fully...
you can, listen to the commentators and be fully immersed into it. But yeah, the fact that the United States won, obviously they were up 1-0 right before the half with Fuller and Balogun's goal. And then it got really dicey with the red card by him.
Yeah.
And we'll obviously talk to JJ for the next hour or so about everything from last night and what to project for the future for the United States men's national team as they take on Belgium on Monday night at 8 o'clock. But it was... I didn't agree with the call whatsoever.
Yeah.
I understand that we have the ability to slow plays down, but I don't think that that's what it's for, right?
Yeah.
Like, to me, you have that slow replay to maybe be able to tell if a ball's out of bounds or not, things like that. But yeah, not to slow it down to make it look like he was intentionally doing it. As far as cleating the Bosnian player, I felt like Bosnia played really dirty in the first half, and so I could not believe that of all times you're going to give out a red card, it was in that moment. To me, at worst, it should have been a yellow. And so, I didn't agree with it. And I don't like when a ref becomes the star of the show, basically. We talk about that in football. We don't want to ever even know the ref's name. We want them to just be a part of the actual game, but not the main focus. And so that, to me, was really frustrating last night, obviously. But I really didn't think it should be a red card whatsoever. And that's not just because I cheer for the United States. To me, I've watched a lot of soccer, and I didn't think that should be a red card.
Yeah, and like for me, I just go into it as the understanding of which is supposed to be kind of what college football targeting is too, and we get upset with some of those also because there's times where we're like, that wasn't, to me, it's intentional harm, and I feel like if it's not an intentional harm, and to your point, when you slow any play down, you could slow me bumping into you in the hallway down, and it looks like I'm intentionally trying to slam you into the wall. Like that's what you're going to see.
That does happen, by the way.
Because you can't see see on one side. You don't have that peripheral. But yeah, so that's where my head went with it. And immediately, you know, like I said, going to Twitter just to see, because I'm like, that didn't look like a red card. And then to your point, in the first half, I was like, hold on. I felt like that should have been a yellow,
Absolutely.
right? No, I guess I'm wrong. I don't know this game as well as I thought I did.
Every ref is different. And so, yeah, you have to, honestly, as players, kind of study the tendencies. But based off of how the first half was called, that's why that should not have been a red card. Like I said, if you want to give a yellow at that point in time, whatever. But yeah, in the 64th minute, Balogun gets the red card, and then the United States has to play with 10 men, which is so incredibly difficult. Tom wants to shrink the field. I really wanted to shrink the field in that moment because they were down a man. But to then be able to get that amazing goal, and when JJ joined us right before the World Cup began, remember one of the points he said was, watch out for set pieces this World Cup. It's going to be more than what we've probably ever seen. And that's certainly, obviously, how the United States scored that second goal.
Yeah.
It was
that's
unbelievable.
like the free kicks.
Yeah, that was the free kick. That's a set piece. A corner can be a set piece. Basically, any set piece is when the ball is dead. And so that way you can kind of create a play, so to speak. And in soccer, obviously, it's not the same as in football. Mauricio Pochettino, the head coach, is not on the bench like drawing up plays for them, other than in set pieces. Yeah, whether it's a free kick, a corner, things like that. Then you can have a little bit more of like this is what I want you to do. Yeah. But for the most part, you're just out there and freewheeling it, right? And that's where the vision comes into play. And that's what I've been so proud of this team so far, is they look like they can play, and they obviously have shown that they can, with some of the elite teams. I mean, we'll see. France right now looks ridiculous, and they have 3 of the best players in the entire world. But either way, the fact the United States have made it this far, Monday night, round of 16, I could not be more excited.
Oh yeah, it's going to be crazy. We were even talking about it last night when Tommy and I were, we didn't preview the game a ton because him and I are not the right people to probably do that with, but we talked quite a bit about, just more so the fan base and what this means for the United States, and some of the things that we were talking about, some of the other games that have happened. We've seen multiple penalty kick games so far.
Penalty kick shootouts. It surprised me that people who don't really like soccer love the penalty kicks. Yeah. People who like soccer hate penalty kicks deciding a game. Yeah, like that's not, to me. Imagine if an NFL game was decided by field goals. At the end of the game, like 60 minutes is over, you play the extra time, and you've got stoppage time, then the extra time, and then you have field goals decide it. NFL fans would be livid if it was up to their kicker.
I think of it more of hockey with shootouts, and I love shootouts. And that is one of the more split things in hockey. Like, some people don't love shootouts, but some people, I personally love them. And so
to me, they get the puck at a certain point, and they get to kind of dribble with the puck. The soccer players, like, they just get one fell swoop of the leg. That's it. That I don't like.
It is, and that's what probably the more I would learn about soccer, I'd probably maybe start to like it less. But I think you just like you feel like it's exciting, and it's something that you can actually follow for a second, because there's moments where I'm like, hold on, what's going on? But like, to that, I was thinking about this when Full got do they say ejected, or they just got the red card? And so when you talk about that,
ejected and now suspended for Monday night.
Not being able to be Monday night, which really sucks. And I think some people that are really new to soccer just learned that. I at least knew that fact, so I immediately was like, this sucks. Now we don't have them again. And there were people on Twitter like, wait, now we don't get them a whole other game. And I was like,
we can't appeal. That's frustrating, because I think they got it wrong. But either way,
And so, but I was thinking, and this is a question for you when it comes to that. So when you pull a player like that, you lose them for the rest of the game. And so in soccer, are these guys, because hockey's like this, where they do play offense, defense. You're both players. You have more offensive style players and defensive style players. But when you lose a player defensively in hockey, it does kind of shift the way that you have to play for the rest of the game. Is it similar in that? Like, they kind of probably had to shift that mindset losing Full in a different, how they had to approach it.
So Balogun is obviously our best goal scorer. Yeah. Pulisic might be the best player on the team, but you honestly could debate that right now. So when you lose someone with the speed that Balogun has and the ability to strike like he does, obviously now scored multiple goals in this World Cup, it does shift how you're going to play offensively in general. But you also, because you only have 10 men, you have to shift everything that you've been doing. Yeah. And because you don't have the legs, obviously, the rest of the way. You still have the same amount of substitutions as you did before you lost him. And so you, especially only up 1-0, like, you can't attack the way that you were attacking, even though, again, give Mauricio Pochettino so much credit, because I think prior World Cup teams would have kind of held back a little bit more and just tried to play defense the rest of the game. And they still, obviously, they got chances, and that's what led to that free kick goal by Malik Tillman. So, I'm so excited that people...
Yeah, Bosnia just kept missing the net. I was like, that was so far left. That was so far right.
Yeah, thank you, Bosnia.
But I'm sure, I know. There was a few where it looked coming off the foot that I was like, oh, no, and then it'd miss it by like 5 feet. I'm like, okay, we're good.
Right. But it's so stressful, especially up 1-0. I mean, even up 2-0, it still is like, you just got to hold out, right? Because I know you're exhausted, gentlemen. I know you are. But please just hold on. And
they don't believe in their bench as much with the United States. So they kept a lot of them in for the full time. And by the end, I know you're dragging by that time.
So in 2002, that's when the United States made it to the round of 16. That was the last time that they did it prior to like 1930 or whatever. So it's so cool now. Like people that weren't alive in 2002 I shouldn't say even weren't alive, but people that weren't paying attention in 2002.
I was only 11, so I probably was not paying attention.
Well, and you would have to wake up. Their game was at like 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, I wasn't doing
that time. Yeah, so my brother, my dad, and I, we were at our family reunion that summer or that month, and so I remember we would set the alarm for like 3 a.m. and all get downstairs and watch the game. And so it brings back those memories from 2002, and then like you mentioned, 2014 was a fun run as well. But it's like when you get someone who doesn't love college football or the NFL to sit down and watch with you, and you're like, let me explain a little bit more about these things, and then all of a sudden they become like this diehard football fan. That's where I feel like maybe we're pulling in some people into the U.S. soccer train. So we'll keep this conversation going with JJ LaSelva. By the way, as I was gone for just 3 days, Brendan Sorsby did the right thing. Chris Johnson announced his ALS diagnosis, which I'm obviously so sad for his family about. But I am happy to see that the Ice Bucket Challenge is getting
revived.
Yeah, revived, because I do think that ALS, we need to find a cure, obviously. And then Calais Campbell's mom being murdered by his brother. LeBron leaves the Lakers. Jaylen Brown traded from the Celtics to the 76ers.
Jalen's.
Yeah, exactly. The Rays have won 7 straight. The Cubs have won 5 straight.
Yeah, scored 23 runs yesterday. That was crazy.
Bobrovsky.
Yep, he's going to the Maple Leafs.
Like so many
and
things
they hate each other.
I love that.
That was a little dagger to the Panthers fans for sure, because they hate the Oilers, they hate the Maple Leafs, and apparently there was a report that the Panthers offered that same amount, the deal that he took at Maple Leafs, they offered it to Bob, and he's like, no, I'm not taking that. But then you take the same deal at pretty much a rival that your team hates. Yeah, that's a little bit of a dagger.
Yeah. So lots of sports to get into. If you all have questions for JJ, or if you want to have comments about last night's game, certainly hit us up on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 904-641-1010. Talking some football with JJ LaSelva on the other side. Don't go anywhere. 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars football lives here.
Listen, we sticking together.
1010XL.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're like most of us at 1010XL, you have a list of things you want to get done before football season begins. Make an appointment today to check out Closets by Design's new showroom on Phillips Highway, especially the awesome man cave with a full bar. Closets by Design can customize the perfect entertainment space for you to gather for game days. Call 904-878-9393 to schedule your free in-home design consultation and get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and free installation, or visit closetsbydesign.com. Hey Jacksonville, this is Lauren Brooks. If your car's AC isn't ready for this Florida heat, Big Chief Tire has you covered with $50 off AC services. Stay cool and comfortable no matter where summer takes you. Their team makes it quick and easy with friendly local service you can trust. Call 904-932-0950 or check out WeKeepJacksRollin.com. Big Chief Tire, keeping you cool all summer long.
I insist on complete honesty.
You can chime in anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
If you have something to say to me, I wish you would just say it.
Share your opinion.
Nuts? What?
641-1010.
It's crazy. Hey, life can get a little hectic at times, and no one has time to get hurt, lost wages, injuries that not only hurt, but ones that hinder our success. If you're in this position due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. What's up, Jayville? This is Tom McManus. Injuries suck, and if you get injured, check out Morgan & Morgan, the largest personal injury law firm in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers, with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases that you may be dealing with. And they make filing a claim easy and don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com or hit pound law from your cell. Pound law, that's all.
When the world turns its attention to the beautiful game, the most passionate fans know the best seat in the house isn't always in the stadium. Modelo celebrates football and the world of nations playing for the cup. 48 teams, 104 games. Wherever you choose to watch, make it the best seat in the house with a Modelo Especial in hand. It's time to play for the World Cup.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
America's turning 250, and Superior Fence and Rail is celebrating in true red, white, and blue style. For a limited time, save $250 on your new fence. Give your home the freedom, security, and curb appeal it deserves. Celebrate America with a fence built to last. Offer valid on new contracts for 100 linear feet or more. Cannot be combined with other offers.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Summertime is here, and that means it's grilling season. Now, before you overpay at the big box stores, make a stop at Houston's Meat Company on Main Street in Jacksonville. For more than 50 years, Houston's has been Jacksonville's local butcher shop, serving up quality meats, incredible prices, and the kind of service you just can't find at the grocery chain. Steaks, burgers, chicken, ribs, whatever's on the grill this weekend, Houston's has you covered. Shop local, grill better. Make Houston's Meat Company part of your weekend tradition.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ibrahim, only man there, able to steer it to Adams, flicks it along Tillman. He's got Balogun making a run off him. Can he get around with that ball? To the deflection, Balogun scores! Flo Balogun, first to react to the deflection. He'll do the LeBron celebration. It's 1-0 U.S. 9 minutes plus stoppage time to go. So this run-up is telling me more power. Look at Vassal's giving up the entire right side of his goal. Tillman! It's in! Malik Tillman! 2-0 United States!
Oh, man, it was an exciting evening last night. And that was, of course, after one of the goals by Fuller and Balogun was called offside. And we already have people on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures pouring in questions for our soccer expert, JJ LaSelva, who does a fantastic job after every game with your live reaction. I've tuned into all of them except, I think, the loss to Turkey BA because I was so mad.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's been a labor of love. It's been really fun. We have had hundreds of people joining us live after every single game, some of them even like into 12:31 in the morning. So shout out to all you guys. It's been a really cool few weeks. I remember you guys had me here before the tournament even started, and we kind of previewed everything, and I wasn't expecting like the love, you know, not for me, but like for this USA team that we've seen throughout the nation. It's been awesome, man. Like the watch parties they were showing last night after the match in DC, LA, Kansas City, like everywhere, Twin Peaks, everywhere in America, of course, like the crowds are just packed, man, and it's awesome to see, and I hope it keeps rolling like that.
And it's great for you because hopefully soon you'll have some time off and you'll do nothing other than watch the World Cup.
Exactly. Me and my baby and my other baby, my new baby and my old baby, will be having hopefully a little bit of time just to chill and maybe watch the World Cup final.
Oh yeah, which
she's supposed to be here like the 14th,
right?
And the finals the 19th, so it could be a little bit after that. We'll see.
Yeah, it could line up absolutely perfectly.
I love it. So
I thought about, by the way, after that goal, sorry to cut you off, when Malik scored that goal last night. I was like, baby, do we need to change the name? Malika. Sophia, I love Sophia, but Malika's pretty good.
If the United States wins it all, then the answer is yes, you do.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, Malika
if it was
Andrews.
the final, if it was like a goal in the final, then I wouldn't even ask.
Yeah.
I would just do it.
Malika Andrews is wonderful and beautiful.
Yeah, yes, I love her.
I had once predicted that if the Jaguars won the Super Bowl in 2017, all these babies in Jacksonville would be named Calais because he had been signed, obviously, as a free agent.
The Jags got a shout out in my live stream last night because the fans were like, this is just like the Jags. The refs hate us. They treat us like crap. And I was like, yeah, Miles Jack wasn't down and Balagoon shouldn't have deserved a red.
So on that, because I had a lot of friends saying that. So this is a thing, like the U.S. getting some bad calls.
Oh, yes. So my whole life watching our national team play, it's been like this. And, America's easy to hate, for a lot of reasons, from these refs from all over the place. The irony last night in these World Cup matches is that they try to get a, quote, unbiased ref. So they don't have one from Europe because it was a European team, and they don't have one from North America because it was us. So unbiased, they got a Venezuelan VAR ref and a ref from Brazil doing the game. And the ref on the field didn't call a single yellow all night. He let everybody play. And by everybody, I mean Bosnia. He let Bosnia foul the crap out of us the entire game. No yellows. And then all of a sudden, to have a 50-50 challenge like that did look bad, and I believe it deserved a yellow, but to go straight for a red after the, never calling anything the whole game, it was just clear to me that, they were doing whatever it took to get us out of the tournament. And then even later in the game...
Yeah, I don't blame the Brazilian main ref.
No, but when they call you to the monitor, you don't have to make the decision based on what the person in the VAR booth is saying. You can still look at what happened, know the context of, hey, it was sort of both guys going for it. It was an accidental thing. It happens. And he could have still decided, hey, I'm not giving it a red. But instead, he just went with the VAR decision, which we see 90% of the time, I would say.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the game, when you see 10 minutes go up on the board of extra time, you're like, dude,
my gosh,
this is ridiculous.
I was confused. It was absolute torture.
I know that it had to have probably been 6-7 minutes. Me and my wife thought it would be 7. But then when you see the 10, it's like, man, they're doing whatever they can to get us out of this tournament.
So in the first half, they did the +5, but then the announcers were like,
further,
he goes, there's another 4-ish minutes in here.
Because somebody went down injured, I believe. I don't remember.
The main ref obviously keeps it all on his own watch. And so
that seems like a secret. We need
it is. It is a secret.
We need the watch to be projected onto the wall like we have in every other sport, just so we know.
Put a little camera on it so I can see it.
And my dad was a soccer ref for a long time, refed
very hard job.
Yes, absolutely.
You're out there by yourself too.
Yeah, refed some
and sprinting.
Absolutely. High school games that are elite level state championships and whatnot. So I always like to get his opinion, and he said it definitely is not a red. Balogun was going for the ball clearly, and then they ended up a little bit tangled up. And so when you slow it down, VAR, you idiots, it's going to look
anything slowed down. That's terrible.
Exactly.
But if he would have given a yellow card on the field as it happened, I don't even think they would have called it to the monitor for a red.
No,
I think they would have just been like, all right, that was a bad foul. Gave him a yellow, deserved. But
so instead they just said foul, but they didn't say a specific card.
No, at first he actually pointed for a throw-in.
Oh.
So he didn't even
this guy was letting everything
he was all over. This ref sucked, man. And so when the guy was on the ground in pain, which it was very pain, it could have broken his ankle, honestly. But I mean, that stuff happens. So when he is obviously writhing in pain, then the ref changed his mind instantly. Was like, oh, it's a foul. But then you sort of got that waiting period, and you're like, The longer it takes for them to throw the ball in, it's going to be. But honestly, I don't even want to talk about the decision that much. I mean, it's been discussed on every single show, and it will be for a while. And we're going to miss Balagoon in the next game, of course. But I am so proud of the way the boys played after the red card. It's not quite the same, but imagine if after a targeting penalty, you just had to play the rest of the game with 10 men.
Yeah.
Instead of just bringing a reserve on.
And your quarterback, for instance. Balagoon,
our best player in the tournament so far.
So that's taking your best player off. Yeah.
And then
I'm with you.
You could tell mentally, when we went down to 10 men, we weren't in a great place. And Bosnia saw that immediately and took advantage and was pushing. So, like, the first 20 minutes after the red card, we were in a really defensive low block. And I was just like, we cannot survive like this. We have to start playing the football that got us this far. Even without Balogun there, we're talented enough to do that. And you saw the players changed it up and started to go forward more, started to press more. And we had chances to score even before the free kick goal. We scored a goal that was called off from offsides. Like, we were still really good with the ball, even with 10 men. So I was super proud of the heart that all the boys showed last night. It was a phenomenal effort.
You know, there was some fun moments too, because there was like Tim Ream, he blocked one of them like near the goal, and then he starts kind of running his mouth to the Bosnian. I was like, yeah,
pushed him. Yeah, Tim Ream, who is a guy that I was so negative about coming into the tournament on y'all's show. He was the weakest link, you could say, in the team. He's been fantastic every game. We've also done a good job of making sure tactically that he isn't exposed out on an island against, a fast winger or anything, because that is where he will get exposed. But we've done a great job not letting that hurt us. And we'll see against Belgium. There'll be a lot more space.
Yeah,
Lukaku's slower than he used to be, but Doku is a guy to watch who's a winger for Belgium. He plays for Manchester City. He's probably their best player right now, Belgium's. He destroyed us in the friendly in March. And I know it was a completely different team. They're in different places now. I mean, we have the momentum. Belgium, they did come back from down 2-0 yesterday, but they look like crap compared to the Belgium we all know.
So Senegal was up 2-0 on Belgium.
Yeah, they scored with
like
2 goals.
Goodness.
And we really wanted Senegal to win.
We were cheering for Senegal. But obviously, too, that's why the extra 10 minutes of stoppage time was so alarming and concerning, because now, granted, Bosnia's not as good as Belgium, but teams like in England,
you give them 10 more minutes.
Oh,
correct. Yeah. It's incredibly
dangerous. That's a whole new ball game, man.
Absolutely. And so,
even if Bosnia would have scored right at the 90th minute, it would have been. I'm telling you, if Tillman wouldn't have scored that free kick goal, we would have gotten scored on. Because there was still 20 minutes left at that point, because it was the 82nd minute and then 10 minutes. So, 18 minutes left. The way Bosnia was pushed, I'm telling you, just something in me. I was like, we have to score a second goal.
But
and
that
what
almost
a
never
free
happens
kick
with
it
10
was,
men.
man. I know.
You almost never see a team able to score with 10 men.
Yeah, and play as just offensively as we did. It was really, really fantastic. And you got to give Poch a lot of credit for that, to change the guy's mindset. It was a couple years ago, if you're a really hardcore national team fan, you remember in Copa America, in the last game we were in that tournament against Panama, we went down to 10 men after Timothy Weah made a stupid foul. And the way we played with 10, and we were also up 1-0 at the time, same as last night. The way we played in that game with Berhalter as our manager, complete opposite of what we did last night with Poch. So you could just tell the mindset of this team, and it was pretty much the same players as a couple years ago. So the players are the same, but their mindset is completely different. And Poch is he's been awesome. And I really hope that he gets the extension that he takes the extension that we offered him, and is our manager through the 2030 World Cup.
That would be unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's very similar to the Jaguars, and you feel like you have the right guy with the right attitude, right? And it's taken a long time to get to this point.
And the players can feel that. Like when the players know Liam is my guy,
Liam
and
will
he's
fight for you.
Liam's gonna fight for me literally, and he's gonna have a great game plan. He's gonna put us in the right positions on the field. That's the same with our national team right now. And the guys, you could see the confidence and the love they have for Poch after the game and during the games. It's great to see. The camaraderie between everybody right now is fantastic. And that's what you need in a tournament like this, because you're literally living with these guys for weeks. Even leading up to the World Cup, you're living with these guys. And, I've heard from former professional players before, you would never expect this, but a lot of times they're like, man, I wouldn't mind. I'm kind of want to go home. If they're not going to win the tournament and things aren't going well in the camp, and you're not getting along with anybody, you're just you're not trying as hard.
Yeah, it is. That's one of the biggest indicators of a good coach, when you take virtually the same team and make it look like a different team. And that's what we saw here, even in Jacksonville, within a year.
Yeah, and it's hard for people to. I mean, you have to remember, these guys normally play against one another, right?
Yeah.
A lot of these guys
McKinney are. Two of our best players, McKinney and Pulisic, play for like heated rivals. One plays for Juventus in Italy, one plays for AC Milan. So yeah, the thing about international football, it's weird that it's hard to build a style of play because, like you said, they're not playing together at all. You might play with your international team once over a 10-day period every like 2 or 3 months.
And if you're having to qualify, then at least like there's pressure on those teams.
But
the United States didn't have to qualify.
Exactly.
Mexico didn't. Canada didn't.
So we've just been in friendlies the last 2 years since Copa America, really, with our A squad.
And I was going to say, even some of those players decided not to play.
Well, that was the Gold Cup. That was last summer. But in the Copa America, everybody played. That was when we played like all the South American teams, which, by the way, in 2 years' time, that's going to happen again. And I heard the U.S. is going to host again.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Which is
we're setting records. Not just us, but the 3 host countries are obviously setting records for attendance. I have a friend who has been out in Dallas, and he's gone to 2 matches so far. He'll go to one more. He'll go to the Egypt-Australia game tomorrow. Yeah, he was at the Norway game when Holland scored the 2 goals.
Oh, that's fun.
Here's a perfect example of like how amazing the crowds have been. Yesterday in Seattle at noon local time, it's Belgium versus Senegal. Like, not 2 big populated countries and not 2 countries that travel well either. Packed.
Yeah.
Just no empty seats, man. And it's been like that for every single game in America.
Yeah, so was Ivory Coast. And that
every game, man.
Even England was down early. And then, that game was...
Harry Kane.
Yeah, I know.
What a monster that guy is.
My dad doesn't like him, so we were rooting against him at the time.
I hate England, so I've been cheering against Harry Kane my whole life.
Don't all Americans hate England right now?
15 years.
Right.
But listen, Mexico-England on Sunday. I'm glad that the USA won because now I can like really enjoy the rest of these games.
It's like the NFL or college football. If your
Once
team's
you're out,
still
it's
in
not
it.
nearly as fun.
Yeah, which by the way, I was talking to the friend that's in Dallas. He's staying with another friend, and that friend spent $4,300 to go to the Miami, Indiana game as a Miami fan.
Oh,
wow!
And by himself,
thoughts and prayers,
one
bro.
ticket by himself, $4,300.
That's why I didn't go. My wife was like, "You should go to this," and I'm like, I don't think we're gonna win, and it would kill me if I spent like a few
that much money to watch them lose.
Especially knowing that we're having a baby soon and everything. But
yeah, those babies are expensive.
They are. I've heard.
All right, so we have so many comments on the text line, so we're going to keep you here for a little while, please,
Let's
sir.
do it.
And by the way,
just know at 3:00 I'm watching Spain.
Absolutely.
I'm out of here.
The other way I thought about this too, that the United States is kind of like the Jags. So the U.S. for the longest time, the best player was the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
The Jags for the longest time, best player was the kicker.
Yeah.
And exactly. So another similarity. All right, we'll get to you on the text line when we return. You're listening to Helmets and Heels 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball at the newly renovated ViStar Ballpark is your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids around the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. Affordable family fun.
There's a simpler and easier way to get your construction permits. PermitRockstar.com. PermitRockstar.com has a team of rock stars, construction rock stars that fight the permit battle for you. The Permit Rockstar platform can virtually automate and submit your permit paperwork, eliminating mistakes, and their private provider can save you weeks on plan reviews and virtual inspections. Get your permits faster. PermitRockstar.com. Stop waiting on permits and get back to building. PermitRockstar.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
America's turning 250, and Superior Fireworks is ready for the biggest 4th of July in a generation. Shop by July 2nd for the best selection and shopping experience before huge last-minute crowds arrive July 3rd and 4th. Superior Fireworks, Northeast Florida's locally owned fireworks superstore. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Blanding Boulevard in Orange Park and online at superiorfireworks.com/radio.
Everybody everybody's doing it. ET's doing it. You know I'm doing it. Our business manager's doing it. I know our listeners are doing it. Listen up, St. Augustine grass homeowners. TopDressing.com season is here. Michelle did it 4 weeks ago, and now she's saying, my grass kicks ass. Her words, not mine. But it's worth it, man. I came back from vacation this summer, and the lawn is looking lush green, just like Ireland. Get to TopDressing.com today or call 888-850-1850 for your free estimate. TopDressing.com.
This is David Lane. You probably heard me talk about Southeast Orthopedic Specialists by now. Gotta tell you, they're not dragging me in here to do this. I volunteer to share my good experiences. Whatever your level of discomfort is, let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. You'll be glad you did.
Relieve pain and get back to life.
This is David Lane, and I seriously recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Tom McManus has today and Monday off. Taylor Dahl is here. RJ Saunders. JJ LaSelva hanging out with us. I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this Thursday afternoon. I've had to tell myself about 4 times that today is Thursday.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
It does
It's
feel like Friday. Yes. It also feels like Monday to me because I was off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah,
so
that's a
I'm
weird
all
one.
discombobulated.
I'm assuming like most of our listeners are off tomorrow too.
I would imagine
If
everyone
you're not,
other than
I'm really
like
sorry.
first responders, obviously they're going to have to work.
My
Yeah.
sucker of a wife has to work tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah, that
really?
sucks. I'll be at the beach with my family.
Well,
We'll meet you for dinner, Blake.
there you go.
See you later.
Hopefully you're cooking dinner most nights these days anyway.
Yes, I've been slaving.
Good. That's what should happen. For people
Yeah.
who don't know, JJ's wife is due any day now. I'll
Yeah.
say any day.
Any
It could-
hour.
yeah, exactly. Most
I
likely
was
in the
really
next 2
hoping it
weeks.
wasn't happening during the game last night.
Yeah.
Now,
Red card's pulled out, and she's like, I have bad news.
Hey, I got a red card
water
here,
broke.
situation here.
does she cheer for the United States?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But listen,
Like
she cheers.
Colombia,
She
number
cheers for the
one.
U.S. Of course, she's only half Colombian, born and raised in Ocala, but been to Colombia 1,000 times.
Probably the
Her
only Ocala
father's-
person to have ever been to Colombia.
You'd be surprised, actually.
Really?
Oh yeah, big Hispanic population in
Okay.
Ocala, actually, like Jacksonville. But when Colombia scores, like when I watch her
Right.
when
It's a
Colombia
little
scores and when the
different.
U.S. scores,
Yeah.
let's just say she gets a little more excited for La Cafecitos, I think they're called, something like that.
Yeah,
But
I can
she-
understand that.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's also, I mean, as
the
much as
football
we
culture there is so, like she in 2014 was there in Colombia during the World Cup,
Okay.
and that's when she really fell in love.
I get
with,
that.
Like,
It-
the
yeah, the
national
surroundings, the
team.
ambiance.
Yeah,
yeah, no,
it's a
that all
whole
makes
different
sense.
world down there, man.
Yeah, for sure. I just think that the good news is we're starting to pull people into the
Oh,
soccer
yeah.
culture, and whether they end up watching international soccer or not, that's not the part that I care about. It's just like getting them to actually
Respect the
enjoy
game.
exactly and not complain so much. Like soccer's boring. Like I haven't
Yeah.
heard that in the last couple weeks, so
Yeah.
that's exciting. All
And
right.
the people who I have heard, they
Yeah.
kind of get dragged online for it, and it's like, wow, that's different.
Right. How can you watch some of the games like last night when a country's playing, whether it was the United States or another country, playing with 10 men and then still end up scoring a
Yes.
goal? Like that's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it
none
is-
of that. Like, oh, there's low scoring. It's like, yes, obviously, it's the scarcity of the goals
That's
that
what makes them
the
exciting.
sport.
Absolutely. But we saw 3-2 yesterday, for crying out loud, between Belgium and Senegal.
Yeah, as a diehard for 3 weeks now for this, I get it. And I was telling Lauren, JJ, when the more you learn, the more as you understand the like intricate things of soccer. Yeah, because when you're just turn it on and you don't have anything to cheer for and you're not totally understanding what's happening, it's really hard to like fully grasp. But it's the same thing with baseball to me. Like you and I love baseball,
if you understand
some of my friends are like, I'm not watching that.
Yeah, if
like,
you understand the players, the intricacies, like who's favored. You know, some people are like, oh, a draw, that's stupid. It's like, well, a draw in most circumstances is one team's losing 2 points, you know, and one team is winning 1 point. Like that's how it works. One team is really pissed that they had got the draw, the other is not. So yes, it takes a little bit to understand what's going on, but once you do, it's a very fun sport.
I will say the penalty kick, them calling it a penalty kick threw me off a little bit because it's just like the extra, like a shootout almost is what's happening. But I thought the penalty kick was the free kick. And then when I learned that, I was like, oh, well, this
inside the box is penalty kick. Outside the box is free kick.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
and then there's a difference between the shootouts and a penalty, and just one in the game.
Yeah. Which we've seen some teams, what was it, Senegal? Right? Yesterday, Belgium got the final goal
had a
off
penalty
of the
right
penalty
at the
kick.
end,
yes.
before penalty kicks.
That's what
and
it
I was like, imagine if he misses this penalty and then just a couple minutes later he has to take one in the shootout.
Exactly.
Which I've seen before.
Right.
Oh, he had an end game one and then ended it, then it went to penalty.
He literally had a penalty. And it was the latest goal in the history of the World Cup yesterday at 127
penalty kicks.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
But if he would have missed that,
then
it would have went to penalties.
Yeah.
You had to take one again.
Yeah, no, it's a very stressful thing, and we've seen some of these players sky the penalty kicks over the goal.
I'm so glad the U.S. hasn't been.
Oh my gosh, my heart is not going to be able to take that.
Bosnia was kicking their balls all over. I was like, not hitting the net.
That guy that tried to cross yesterday for Bosnia, but it was such a terrible cross, it almost went in the goal.
Yes.
Remember that? Yeah. He was even surprised.
He was like,
whoa, that was pretty good.
That was terrifying. Which Freeze had another phenomenal game.
Yeah, there was a couple moments at the end when, my heart sank when he, didn't get to that cross. But all in all, 2 clean sheets for Freeze in the last 2 games that he started.
And I don't blame him for the turkey egg. Like that, I don't
He didn't even play.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Turner played in that game.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why Freeze shouldn't have.
And none of our starters were in that
I feel like some people forget that Freeze wasn't in that game. So yeah, they switched goalies because they didn't care about winning.
Yeah.
The United States actually had a game where they didn't care.
I'm glad we can forget about that.
Correct. Me too. All right, let's get to the text line. I promised them I would. There's a ton of comments. 904-641-1010, the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. The first one, can JJ explain the offside for the goal?
Well, there was a couple offside goals, but the offside rule is really simple. It's the last defender. You have to be in line with the last defender or the ball. You have to be behind it or right in line with them, and you can't be ahead.
And they communicate. The back line constantly communicates.
So, the defenders, you'll see a lot of times they'll try to step up.
Yeah, that was my question.
To get you offsides, but you have to make sure that the other 3 guys or however many defenders you have in your line that are parallel with you are also stepping up at the same time.
It's a ton of communication.
So we saw actually in the Australia game, I don't know if you remember, but in the second half when Australia was really pushing, Tim Ream tried to step forward and force a guy offsides. But you have to time it just right, and he didn't. And we got caught and almost gave up a goal because it is such a – defending is very difficult, and an offsides trap is one of the more difficult things to do because, like you said, all 4 guys have to be in sync. So
a lot of times it's very intentional?
It's always intentional.
Okay.
It's where you're playing, you can see if you just watch the defensive players in the back line, they're always looking at each other too. Their head's always on a swivel to check where the guy next to you is so you stay in line. And we play sort of a high line, which is very
nerve-wracking.
It can be stressful and nerve-wracking, but because our counter press is so good, it hasn't got us in trouble yet. So a counter press is like when we lose the ball, we pounce, man. We're the best at counter pressing out of any side in the World Cup. And I'm talking France, Spain, all the killers. This is what we specifically do the best. We lose the ball, we get it back immediately. We pounce with 3 or 4 guys, and if we don't get the ball, we foul. We do a quick little foul to just stop them from getting us on a break and having Tim Ream exposed back there again.
It's like the Jaguars and the takeaways, right? had talked about how Anthony Campanile, the defensive coordinator, said God rewards those who run to the football.
Exactly.
That's exactly what the United States is doing.
It looks like chaos, but it's really not.
No, definitely not.
Like when we're all running, just running as fast as we can towards the guy, they're all in their correct position. They know what they're doing. So it's controlled chaos.
As a former defensive player playing soccer, I was always so frustrated if the midfielders were lackadaisical, right?
Yeah, because if everyone has to press together, literally, the striker down to the defenders, everyone has to move in synchronicity. I don't know if I use that word correctly.
That's correct.
But everybody's, it's a chess game out there. It really is.
Absolutely. And that's what we enjoy watching so much as well. Another one from the text line, the free kick was the goal of the World Cup. Tillman is becoming a star. I do wonder how many Americans didn't know who Malik Tillman was, and now they're going to get a Malik Tillman tattoo and name their daughter Malik.
He's still a younger guy. He plays in the Bundesliga. He is from Germany. Like we said, I don't know if we said this during the break, but
off air.
His father was a military guy living on a base in Germany, and that's, I guess, when he was born. And because of that, he's able to have American citizenship. And thank goodness for that, because he was great last night. I thought his passing wasn't necessarily great all the time, but he's running nonstop. Shout out to our three midfielders, which that's the position where you don't get a ton of love because you don't score the goals and you don't really even get a lot of assists. But Adams, he's my favorite. Just spectacular.
I thought Dest was your favorite.
Dest, yes. I got so many favorites. Adams is like the cleanup crew.
Yeah.
He's the dirty, but he does all the dirty work back there in front of the defenders. He gets no love. He just puts in hard tackles. I love the guy. We just mentioned Tillman runs everywhere. His back heels last night were really spectacular.
Those are fun.
And then McKinney runs his socks off, man. He never stops. This guy has the most energy I've ever seen, and a great passer. He's everywhere. So the three of them really make our team run. They give us energy, and Freeman also on right back. This kid, I didn't really know about him much at all before this tournament. He's 21. He's obviously Antonio Freeman's son, former Green Bay Packer.
Boo.
Yeah, I know. But they did a cool thing on him. Fox did, talking to his dad and just how proud he was to see his son. Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
It made me get pretty teary-eyed. The father-son relationship, it was really cool.
Is the former coach's kid that came because he got subbed in last night?
He's decent.
Okay.
He's not good enough to be a starter, but he's good to come off the bench, give you energy. He's also a great,
like a B+.
Yeah,
it seemed like the people loved him. He came out and everyone's like pumped.
I think they still feel bad that his dad got.
I hated that they. I said this in my live stream last night. I hated that they showed Berhalter on cam because it's like I get you want to show a dad like showing his son love. It was a great moment, but we hate you.
Yeah, right.
Like everyone watching this game hates that guy. Please don't show him while we're fighting for our life to go through, man. But Berhalter, he's actually a great free kick taker and corner kick taker. So if he ever has to play, that is like the one thing he's really great at.
Because there's strategy, obviously, of where you're putting the ball.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to keep you for one more segment. We have to let you go at 3 o'clock. So many more comments on the text line that we want to get to. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You're listening to Helmets and Heels 1010X on 92.5 FM.
60 minutes. 4 quarters. 2 teams. 1 winner. 1010XL.
Homeowners running out of space in your kitchen, closets bursting at the seams, or maybe your bathroom just feels outdated and cluttered. At Harvest Construction and Remodeling, custom cabinets are what they do best. Owner Scott spent years as the main cabinet installer for one of the region's largest big box retailers. As a family man growing his own business, he brings that experience directly to homeowners like you. They'll create beautiful storage solutions that improve look, feel, and function. Visit harvestrenovations.com.
License number CRC 1331012.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. Hey man, what's Hard Rock Bet giving new players?
If you win your first $5 bet, you get $150 in bonus bets.
$750? ¿Cuánto? Oh, was that Ronaldinho? Sounds like his first bet scored. Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New customers bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Tailgaters Parking's approaching sellout for this upcoming season. Permanent restrooms, all-day security, and on-site restaurant pavilion. Due to stadium construction, your previous parking may be gone. Log on to tailgatersparking.com today.
Truck accidents can happen and can be devastating. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Raggets is proud to serve the 904. If you've been seriously injured in a truck accident, protect yourself and your family by understanding your rights and legal options. Our attorneys are experienced in handling complex truck cases and can guide you through this. No fees unless you recover damages. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Raggets, offices Jacksonville.
Did you know that Kuhn Flowers showrooms are filled with gift ideas for the ones you love? High-flying Jack O'Brien here. Kuhn Flowers has been a staple here in Jacksonville for over 75 years. KuhnFlowers.com.
Tom McMahon is here for Armstrong Fence Company, a locally owned First Coast business for nearly 20 years. Hurricane season is here. Don't wait for the first storm warning. Your fence is your first line of defense. Loose boards, weak posts, or damage can turn into big problems when high winds come around. Armstrong Fence Company handles repairs and builds from stadiums to backyards. Get a pre-storm fence check today. Call Armstrong Fence Company or search online. Armstrong Fence Company. Yeah, we did the fence.
Picken here. See clearly with the eye associates and trusted optometrists Zachary Boskool and Alice LaFlamme. From comprehensive eye exams, dry eye care, glaucoma management, diabetic eye care, and more, Dr. Boskool and Dr. LaFlamme are dedicated to protecting your vision. Immediate availability at all 5 Jacksonville locations. Schedule today with Dr. Boskool and Dr. LaFlamme by calling the Eye Associates, formerly Bowden Eye Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet Betchkel, MD at 296-0098.
The weather is heating up, and it's time to drop a line in the water. Gear up today at Green Acres Sporting Goods, Jacksonville's fishing headquarters. From Shimano and Penn Reels to Zoom baits and much more for saltwater and freshwater fishing. They've got everything you need to land the big one. And when your gear needs work, trust their expert rod and reel repair to keep you casting like new. Stop by Green Acres today or shop online at greenacresporting.com.
Feel a vibration in your steering wheel at highway speeds? That's not something to ignore, and a standard tire balance might not fix it. At G&H Tires and Service, they offer Road Force Balancing, an advanced system that simulates how your tire actually performs on the road to detect hidden issues. It goes beyond traditional balancing to reduce vibration, improve handling, and extend the life of your tires. Newer vehicles, especially with low-profile tires, demand this level of precision. Drive smoother. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard, where your ride gets dialed in right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
JJ LaSelva hanging out with us for just a few more minutes. So yes, Norway beat Ivory Coast 2-1. That game was on Tuesday there in Dallas. And then England beat Congo DR. That's who was up 1-0 on England early in that match yesterday, but then England came back and won. I just wanted to clean up a couple of those.
Ooh.
Yeah, one person on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I don't know if they're joking or not, but of course, 904-641-1010 if you want to get in. I love England. After I said nobody likes England.
A lot of people.
I just meant because, United States, England, the 1776.
We won.
Semi-quincentennial.
The majority of us hate England. Let's get that real. But there is a group of people in America. And listen, I am not gatekeeper fan guy.
Sure.
I don't care. Like, you can be a fan of whoever you want. I'm not going to. I might judge you a little bit, but no, I'm not.
He'll judge you.
I'm not gatekeeper fan guy. My wife, actually, her boss is a guy who loves the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, he likes the players and everything, and he became like an England fan later in life. So there is people like that. There is Americans who love England because of the Premier League and the players like that. Just not for me.
Yeah, I can understand that.
When we were at Lynch's last weekend, it was the England game was on, and it was 200 England fans in there doing all their chants and fun
stuff. Did you see they were at the Braves game?
Yes,
I did see that too. There's like one player who's...
It was,
And we won.
Yes.
For the first time in like a month. So England fans, please stay in Atlanta. Please.
Go to the game again.
Who was the player they picked out and cheered
Yeah, it
for
was
just
Ozzy?
one player? No, it wasn't him.
Oh, it was Michael Harris.
Yes, I was
Yeah,
saying
yeah, yeah.
Harris. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
My
thought that was
favorite.
crazy. All right, again from the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, the Brazil referee has been in trouble for gambling on soccer games.
Yep.
Oh.
Feels like he
In
shouldn't
red
be
cards,
allowed.
specifically.
Yeah, shouldn't be allowed to
Yes.
ref anymore. That's just me. Reem was like a goalie before the goalie. It was badass to see the players understand the moment and step up and not blame each other.
There
after
was,
the red card.
everybody kept their head, and we're just like, hey, we're going to have to put our head down and just defend our ass off
Yeah.
here. And that's exactly what happened. Quick one play by Reem in early in the second half, before we even went down to 10 men, there was a play down the left flank, and by Bosnia, they sent in a cross. And for a split second, it looked like the striker was ahead of Reem, and I'm like, this is a goal.
Yeah.
Reem laid out and barely touched it and made a very important tackle, an insane tackle, a goal-saving tackle. And he really didn't get too much credit because they didn't even show a replay on it. I haven't really heard too many people talking
Like
about it.
he got
but
his
for
hand on
me,
the ball, you're saying?
His foot.
Oh,
yeah.
not hand.
Okay, gotcha.
That would have been bad.
That would have been really bad. 'Cause
I
then
was
that
like,
would be a penalty kick.
Because then
if
there
it's
was
a
one
handball.
point, this is the things that I'm trying to learn. They were like,
Sure.
it was not a handball, but he kind of like grabbed it.
It can hit your arm
Okay.
if it's not on
Inadvertently.
purpose, and
Okay.
if it's like if someone else hits it, you're kind of close. Like
But
the
if you
handball rule
move-
is very subjective.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you move your hand or your arm while the ball is coming and it obviously ends
Knocks
up
it
helping you,
They'll
they're going
call
to call it
that.
a handball.
I haven't
if it
seen a
hurts
lot of-
you, then they probably won't call
Yeah.
it.
I haven't seen a lot of handball penalties in the World Cup though.
I haven't either, which is
Knock
good. I
on wood,
suppose.
yeah, because
Yeah.
those are like the weakest
That
penalties.
would be so hard. That would be one of the hardest parts for
Yes,
me.
that's
Not
why
using
you
my
see.
hands.
You'll see a lot of guys, with their hands behind their back when they're defending.
Spilled like 2 beers. in the
Goofy looking.
hands.
When we were watching yesterday at my parents' house, my mom had never seen someone lie down behind the wall.
Oh
Which
yeah,
that's always been allowed. People just didn't really start doing it until 2018.
because some people will roll the ball. They'll
Right, because if the whole
free
wall
kick.
jumps, you can obviously
kick under
sneak
the
it
wall.
and then it's more difficult for
You
the
never
keeper
want
to
to be
see.
that guy
Yeah.
that has to lie on the ground. You really picked the short straw.
For real. This person from the text line is on my Lifetime Enclosures. I really appreciate JJ's coverage and enthusiasm. Huge soccer fan, played my whole life. All fans deserve to have a JJ type in their
Oh.
corner. So obviously,
I'm just fighting
a
the
round
good
of
fight,
applause.
brother. I'm
Yes,
fighting the good
absolutely.
fight, man.
So
And
how
then-
are you feeling about Monday?
Yeah,
How
who's
are- I
gonna
mean,
play
how
and
much
Good
does this
question.
really affect us
Good
with
question.
Fall being out?
It affects us a lot. I think he has been our best player. He's not our best player. Pulisic is, and you could even see last night, like when Pulisic is on his game, man, he is unstoppable over on that left wing. But he's our goal scorer, Balogun. We play through him, a lot. He's our focal point on offense, so he's gonna be missed. But when Pepe came in last night, and I was pretty down on him after his performance against Turkey, but last night I thought he looked pretty good, holding the ball up, playing little 1-2s with guys. We didn't see him, try to score or make a finish because that just wasn't how the game was last night. There was 10 men. We just needed to keep the ball. But I thought he was respectable last night. And he's going to be motivated and like super up for it. And he's a lot slower than Balogun, though. That's what I'm worried about. So our counterattacks against Belgium, it's going to be hurt by not having Balogun. It just is what it is. I can't sugarcoat that. But I think we could win this. I'm going to be real with you guys. Just that's how I am. I think Belgium beats us. I do. But it would not shock me in the least if we win this game. Listen, this is not Belgium of 2014, the one that knocked us out. This is a worse Belgium team then or now, and we are a better team then. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to win.
Sure.
That's not how sports works, especially not this sport.
Especially without your top scorer.
Exactly. But I'm telling you, we could do this. And the game's going to be totally different than any of the other games
Not nearly
so
as
far.
physical.
Yeah, like what's going to be a lot more wide open. There's going to be space everywhere. Both teams are going to be trying to actually score. It seems like Paraguay last night and Australia, they were playing for a 1-0, on very defensive. It's going to be the complete opposite. Belgium goes forward. They love to have the ball. So do we. But I think we can. We haven't had to play counterattacking the entire tournament. You're going to see us on Monday do that, and we're actually pretty damn good at it. So
we have 4 days to figure it out without.
well,
without
that's
Balogun.
normally our style of play. When we play these bigger countries, we have a counterattacking style. So we're going to really see it. You're going to see our counter pressing on full display. So we could win this match, man. So I am
I'm already
picking
nervous, by the
Belgium.
way.
Oh, yeah. You should be nervous. Belgium is no pushover. They're very good. You know, they finished 3rd place in 2018. Like, this is a team that goes pretty deep all
and so
the time.
they have that, we've been there before.
If they go down 1-0, they're not going to freak out.
Yeah.
We might.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't been there
Just
before,
hopefully we're going to play with all 11 men the entire game.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be helpful.
Absolutely.
All right, it's almost 3 o'clock, so we got to let you go because obviously there's a soccer to watch. But JJ, tell people Monday night where you'll be.
Yeah, well, first off, if you want to go watch my full reaction last night, it's on YouTube, it's on Twitter, it's pretty much on all the 1010 socials. It was a lot of fun. I just went for like 40 minutes just riffing, and
we were taking a shot of moonshine while you were going on.
Okay, good. It was a lot of fun last night. And then on Monday, we will be doing it again. Live reaction immediately after the game. So I believe it's an 8 o'clock kick again. So hopefully around 10 or after extra time or whatever, win, lose, or draw, we will be doing an instant reaction. And let me just say this last thing before we go to a commercial. If we lose on Monday, so what, man?
Be proud of us.
It's been so much fun through the tournament. I'm just proud of the boys, how we've played, proud of the coach. I'm really proud of how this country has just taken the team and the crowds and just the support that they've given it. It's been awesome, man.
I think we've
and the
shown...
New Country Roads is now our song.
Yeah.
That's sick. I love that.
I do love that too. And I think we've shown other countries like we are much more unified than what you thought.
And we ain't going, yes, as a country.
And we're great with hospitality.
Yes. And as a football team, we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
We're not about
this
to
is
regress.
the beginning, not the end.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally agree.
We ain't missing any more World Cups.
By the way,
All right?
Spain, Austria, that's the game you're going to go watch at 3 o'clock. And then Portugal, Croatia at 7 p.m. Those matter if the United States were to beat Belgium because the winner of Spain, Austria will meet the winner of Portugal, Croatia in their game. That would be also the round of 16. So just something to keep an eye on.
That one specifically tonight, Portugal versus Croatia. Great
absolutely.
matchup between two giants in Europe.
Yes, for sure. All right. Thank you so much, JJ
No
LaSelva.
problem. I
Thank you,
love
Twin
it.
Peaks, and
Yeah, of
everybody out
course.
there for paying attention to the soccer show and also just the United States men's national team. Certainly a round of applause for them, especially if they win on Monday. All right, more to do on the other
we love you.
That's right. Please sign that contract extension. More to do on the other side, including Taylor's Tangent, 10 to next on 92.5 FM.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. Bring in the heat. Your station for summertime fun. 1010XL. Your summertime fun station.
Instant Keys is turning 25. A quarter century of saving the day when your keys mysteriously vanish.
Seriously, it was just in my pocket.
Or when that remote fob decides to quit working.
The dealership is such a hassle.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, house keys, transponders, re-keys, and even high-tech smart locks. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you for honest, professional locksmith service. Use Instant Keys.
Do you have clicking, popping, swelling, or pain in your knee or shoulder? This can be due to arthritic changes in your joints. Over time, you have wear and tear of your cartilage. I am Dr. George Bari, and here at Bari Orthopedics, we have numerous ways to treat your arthritis, such as regenerative medicine, including PRP and joint replacements with CT guidance for accuracy down to the millimeter. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, call us for an appointment today, or log on to bariorthopedics.com.
Find out more at bariorthopedics.com. That's BAHRI orthopedics.com.
It's Gator passion on display when Patrick Young brings power forward intensity to the drill.
Patrick Young, a rip and a run.
Fast breaks and clutch shots with Dan and Jeff. Friday mornings at 8:30. Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and Kuhn Flowers.
You ready to try your luck tonight?
At Best Bet, always, especially one-card poker.
One card? That's it?
One card. I mean, it's fast action, big excitement, and every hand could be the winner.
Okay, now this is my kind of poker room.
Get in on the action with one-card poker at Best Bet. Great games, great food, and the best poker atmosphere in town. See you at the tables. Visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Southwest Greens is the OG of artificial turf in North Florida. Stop mowing and start chipping or putting or just relaxing with a beautiful backyard, maintenance free. Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
Frangie here. 1010XL wants to know who you are. We are conducting a listener profile survey. What home improvement practices do you plan to do? What do you like best about us? All you have to do is go to 1010XL.com and fill out the survey. You could win tickets to the Jags home opener, Gator football, and Jumbo Shrimp tickets, or great 1010 swag. Just go to 1010XL.com and enjoy letting us know more about you so we can do a better job of serving you.
Not everyone is built for a cubicle. At Local 234, apprentices get paid to learn hands-on skills like plumbing, pipe fitting, HVAC, the stuff Jacksonville runs on. No endless lectures, no massive student debt, just hands-on training, real jobs, and real pay. This is how you level up, by doing work that actually matters. Check them out at UA234.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Local 234. Make the right connection.
Looking for a real career with great pay and full benefits? Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. As a growing, family-owned company that cares about its employees, they're hiring lawn technicians in the Jacksonville area. No experience required. This is a salaried position with top industry pay, full benefits, a 401k match, and paid training. Apply today at JulingtonCreekPestControl.com. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hurricane season is here, and now is the time to make sure your property is ready. Weak, damaged, or overgrown trees can become a serious hazard when storms move in. Trust the experts at Lucas Tree Service with over 45 years of experience for professional tree trimming, removal, and storm preparation. Don't wait until a storm is on its way. Schedule your tree assessment today at lucastreeservice.com.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. 24/7 Sports composite ranking lists Florida State's football class to be 56th in the nation. Florida baseball has landed their 9th transfer commitment in Sanford catcher Eddie Marshall. Marshall hit 10 runs last year as a freshman. Florida basketball has been ranked #1 in ESPN's way too early preseason ranking. It's 88 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
I can't stop already. I will keep you dry.
RJ Saunders is under an hour away from a 4-day weekend. Love it. Tom McManus off today and off Monday. That means he has a 5-day weekend. Taylor Dahl is here. RJ is here. I'm Lauren Brooks. Thanks again to JJ LaSelva for hanging out with us and talking soccer. By the way, RJ, I liked that song. What were we listening to? And it sounds like it was a live version.
Yeah, no, I do not know how I found this guy. He just randomly popped up. He goes by the name of Alan Stone.
Okay.
He did this rendition of Give You Blue with the new Desco ensemble. They're an orchestra. And they, do things kind of with hip hop artists, R&B artists, other artists of that ilk as well. So they wanted to put a spin on his song "Give You Blue," and I just started listening to him just a couple of days ago, and I'm like, hold on, who is this guy? Why did I never hear about him?
Yeah, music stops you in your tracks. You're like, wait, I have to dive into this.
But I had heard a couple of renditions of him doing "Give You Blue," but by far this one's my favorite one.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So one time I went to a concert in Madison Square Garden with a friend of mine, and we saw a band called Dispatch, which is very kind of like jam bandies. And then it was so cool though because they did it the whole concert with the African Children's Choir.
Oh, that's
and so
super
it was just an unbelievable experience. First of all, it was the only time I've ever been in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
And then second, to have the chorus the whole time, the choir.
That's amazing.
It was amazing. You're absolutely right. All right, time now for an amazing Taylor's Tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
So we've got a little bit of updated news on this Terrion Arnold situation. This is just getting... it's been getting a little crazier and crazier as it goes. Obviously, he has 4 So he was arrested and charged with 8 felonies, 4 counts of kidnapping and 4 counts of armed robbery with the firearm of a deadly weapon. If you don't remember that, he documented some of it on his phone. So there's video proof of some of this that happened. So there's all of that had originally started. Then the Lions obviously released him, which I feel like says something for the Lions. I think that's, in the terms of being like, no, this is not something that we want to attach our names with. I did see something where if they had released him at this time, there are some way he could get some out of some of the guarantees for the contract or something like that. So I do think they kind of had to make a very quick decision of what they wanted to do.
Sorry, I think the Raiders released Henry Ruggs back when he had his driving.
Very similar.
Yeah.
There must be something in the contracts that it's within a certain amount of time of charges or something like that. But now there's being reported that Terrion Arnold's attorney wrote in a court filing that 3 NFL teams have already contacted Arnold since he was waived and that he expects to join a new team within the next 30 days. The statement was made in response to prosecutors seeking to require Arnold to wear an ankle monitor while on home confinement, arguing that his release from an NFL team means he no longer is a football-related obligation. So that was one of the things the judge wanted him to have an ankle monitor on, and their argument was that he would not be able to practice and participate in team activities and camp and stuff coming up if he had that. But then he gets released, so then the judge is like, okay, well, now you can get this. And so they're trying to stay away from that. But
he's not going to be able to play this season. I would imagine that the NFL would suspend him.
I don't see that. I don't see a way that happens. I mean, like I said, there's video evidence of what you've done. So it's just more so waiting for the time to come, like for you to get the official guilty charge and what levels and how many counts. That is a whole different thing. But it'd be really hard to imagine that he plays this year. And so if it is true that 3 teams are calling him right now, I'd be very interested to see what teams want to take a chance on that, knowing that you're probably not even going to see him play. If you do, maybe it's the beginning and then he's guilty and most likely going to jail and for some amount of time, because this is a lot of counts. And like I said, there's there's actual proof that he was involved in this.
Yeah, you would think that there would be backlash from the fans too if any of the NFL, those teams were to try and sign him while all these charges obviously are still, pending being seen by a judge. I just don't understand how an NFL team would go out on a limb and be like, yeah, we'll bring you in.
Come on.
And I don't even know if he, like you said, can leave in the here and now.
Yeah.
The whole thing is kind of crazy.
Wild.
I understand NFL teams will do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah.
I just don't know that bringing Terrion Arnold onto your team right now is going to make any NFL team better for them.
And I was about to say, in general, is that the one player that you feel like is automatically making your team gonna win this year, and then attach all of the other things?
One corner, you'd think that this was gonna have to go to trial before he could play, and that would be my guess.
And this stuff gets drug out. Anything in the court system, I feel like takes forever.
For college players, college student athletes,
unless we want to see somebody get to play college football. And that was funny. A lot of the memes and stuff on Twitter last night about the red card, and they're like, "Well, we're filing an injunction to get full to be able to play on Monday." So that was like all the college football world reacting to it, of just how different, sport to sport things are, honestly.
Which I read today that not only can the U.S. not appeal the Balagoon, I've always thought it was Balagoon, but it started recently to be Balagoon. But I read that not only can the U.S. not appeal, so again, he's going to be suspended for Monday night's game regardless, but also the FIFA could add more time.
Yeah.
It could be multiple games.
That would be crazy.
To me, they should be able to appeal right now, and he should be able to play Monday night.
Look,
I guess
I've been watching this game for a long time. I think that's absurd.
I'm so glad we agree on that. All right, we've got lunch to give away.
We do. Free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Free lunch for 2 to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010. And let's say caller number 3, you get free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Make sure to grab that peach milkshake, too. It's the summertime. It's perfect for summer. It has real peaches in it, that ice dream, as they call it at Chick-fil-A. And it's the perfect match for one of those Chick-fil-A sandwiches or chicken nuggets, whatever one you like. So give us a call and you can get free lunch.
Caller number 3. That's the caller Taylor said. That means RJ's going to give a red card to caller number 1 and number 2. Caller number 3 gets the green light. All right, Lauren's Lane on the other side. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels, 10 to next on 92.5 FM.
This World Cup soccer update is laced up by Valvoline Instant Oil Changes and Houston's Meats.
Westwood One Sports presents this World Soccer update. Sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. Last night at the World Cup, manager Mauricio Pochettino led the United States to its first knockout round win in 24 years.
I feel so proud about the team. Very proud. It's difficult to describe our feeling because they were amazing. No easy game in the World Cup. You cannot find an easy game.
The USA topped Bosnia and Herzegovina 2-0, playing with 10 men for the final 36 minutes. The Americans will play Belgium in the round of 16 on Monday. 6 spots remain in the round of 16. 3 will be clinched today. Starting now in L.A., Spain versus Austria. 7 p.m. Eastern in Toronto, it's Portugal and Croatia. And 11 p.m. Eastern tonight in Vancouver, Switzerland versus Algeria. I'm Phil Constantino, Westwood One Sports.
Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get 1 free set of Brake Best Select brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select brake rotors. Or get 1 free set of Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct professional grade brake pads when you buy 2 matching professional grade brake rotors. Restrictions apply. Get details from the parts professionals at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Summer air should feel fresh, not full of dust, allergens, or whatever winter left behind in your vents. Your air ducts, they're the lungs of your home. And if they're dirty, you're breathing it in every day. That's where Zero Res comes in. Hicken here, backed by over thousands of Google reviews and a 4.9 out of 5.0 rating. This month only takes $75 off your air duct cleaning. Cleaner air, better efficiency, a fresher home. Call 287-5727 or visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL special.
Zero Res.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball at the newly renovated ViStar Ballpark is your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids around the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
Sent in, and Sporting Jacks breaks through first.
For the latest on Jacksonville's pro soccer teams, join the Sporting Jacks Coaches Show, presented by Honda of the Avenues, every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010 AM and 1010XL.com.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com and equal opportunity employer.
One of Beard's Diamond's most popular events ever is back. It's Christmas in July. Right now, for a limited time, you get as much as 40% off anything in our showcases. Yes, that includes engagement rings, fashion rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, colored gemstones. This is the annual store-wide sale that everyone loves, because you get December prices in July. Up to 40% off store-wide. Don't miss Christmas in July. Exclusively at Beard's Diamond at the St. John's Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com. Shop local. Shop Beards. Santa Claus normally avoids Florida this time of year, but not this year. Christmas in July is happening right now at Beard's Diamonds. Get up to 40% off now through July 27th. Beard's showcases are stocked with all new fashion jewelry, exquisite colored gemstone pieces, and the best selection of diamonds in North Florida. Rounds, emerald cuts, princess cuts, cushion cuts, ovals, from a half carat to 10 carats and more. Come and find the perfect engagement ring now at Beard's and save up to 40%. Beard's Diamonds at the shops at Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com.
Jack
Checkmate. I'm Braden Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the Checkmate King.
The two most important factors behind a great garage floor coating are the preparation and the application.
So we prepare every floor with high-performance diamond grinding pads. But just ugly diamonds, right, Brendan? If we find any nice ones, I could use some crown jewels.
Sorry, Chester. Our special grinding pads use diamonds that are too ugly for jewelry.
But they create the perfect surface to bind with our multi-layer polymer coating for years of durable performance.
You'll have to pick out jewelry on your own time, Your Highness.
The term is Your Majesty, Brendan, but I'll let it go this time.
Perfect preparation?
Check. Expert application?
Check. A gorgeous new floor that sparkles like a diamond in your garage? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Thanks again to JJ LaSelva for hanging out with us in the first hour. Tom McManus has today and Monday off, so he'll be back with us on Tuesday. A few more comments on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures I wanted to get to before Lauren's lane. This one, I love watching how vicious the women play. They play soccer so much better than the men because of the violence. LOL, next summer is the real World Cup. Go United States women's national team. All right, there's a take for you. I don't necessarily agree that the women play soccer better than the men, but I do understand the concept of the women, obviously, in America have been more successful than the men have been in America. And then another comment, I've never been a big soccer fan, including now, but I can see offense and defense. Just like baseball, I don't care what the score is. The only thing I really care about is all the fake injuries and staying on the ground. Yesterday is the first time I actually saw any real injuries. Get up and join your teammates. So I think that's part of the big debate when it comes to soccer, Taylor, is people think everyone's flopping. There are times that guys are flopping. Yeah. That is annoying. Nobody likes that in any sport. I don't care what the sport is. But there are times that the guys do roll around with an injury that then gets a little bit better after a minute or so of rolling around. And to me, you can tell the real injuries because when the ref doesn't call anything and they're on the ground and their team needs them, if they're still on the ground, they're probably hurt. But there are times like we talk about like a stinger in the NFL or college football where you're going to be okay, but at first it hurts really, really bad and feels like a pinched nerve. And so there are times that, these guys get cleated, they get stepped on. That stuff really does hurt, but it takes a minute or two and then they'll be right back to normal. So that's, I think, the difference.
Yeah, and I think part of it is it looks very dramatic. So that's part of it when you just have a player like rolling and grabbing and they're like whatever. And so that's what a lot of people just see. But the one looked like his ankle was about to honestly break. It went completely sideways. Sure. I was joking in our group text with the media team here and I was like, well, don't have flimsy ankles and we would have to
those stretched ligaments. That's not our fault. That's your fault, buddy.
So I was joking about that one, but that one did look like it hurt. And I have seen a few on these ones. There was I think the other US, or maybe I'm trying to remember what game it was, but he cleated like the back of his calf and it ripped his socks. And that I know, I'm like, you could see his leg after it was like huge and bruised and bleeding. Yeah.
Where a guy had to leave the field with the air cast on his leg. So that's terrifying. One person had a question about why the United States couldn't sub once there was a red card. So 2 yellows equals a red, or sometimes you can just get a red card. Once you have a red card, you're down to 10 men. Sometimes if you get another red card, you're down to 9 men or women, depending on what you're talking about as far as which sport. But you can't just sub out the player. It's not like they ran out of substitutions and that's why they had to play 10 men. No, they still had substitutions.
Rule.
That is the rule. That's always going to be the rule. You'll see other times where both teams are playing with a man down, right? Yeah. And so obviously I don't agree. Most Americans don't agree with the red card call. It should have been a yellow based off of how the first half was called and how, to me, when watching it live, he was not trying to hurt the Bosnian player. And again, they played incredibly aggressive and physical the whole first half, at times like ripping our jerseys and things like that. That to me is a yellow card, especially if the player's in an attack mode. Yeah. But either way, it ended up working out for the United States, other than the fact that Fuller and Balogun cannot play on Monday night. That is a disappointment for sure. But hey, a lot of people didn't think we'd make it this far. Yeah. So that part's exciting.
Yeah, it's crazy. I saw somebody post something on on Twitter about the rules when it comes to the red card and losing that player for the whole game and the next game. And they're like, man, it's like in hockey you beat someone's face for and you get 5 minutes in timeout and then you get to come back.
Yeah, they lost 4 teeth and then you're still able to come back in after a couple minutes. It is definitely a different sport. Another one from the text line.
Serious punishment.
Exactly. Yeah, another one from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. When the Bosnia player walked by and slightly pushed the U.S. goalkeeper, and that would be Freeze. And Freeze thrusted his head onto the ground. That was definitely some bad acting, LOL. There
you
are
do
times,
see those, yeah.
And look, I'm not going to blame our goalkeeper for it at that point in time. Like, you're doing anything you can to stay alive and try and win the match, which, of course, the United States did. All right, time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
All right, Taylor Dahl, I want to talk about one bold prediction that ESPN's Ben Solak had. So his bold prediction, the Texans will win the AFC. Not the AFC South, the entire AFC. And then he said, disclaimer, I reserve the right to change this prediction before week 1 as we get more news about Denver quarterback Bo Nix's ankle and health. The Broncos roster is so stinking good. I don't disagree with the second half of the disclaimer as far as the Broncos roster is really good. Right now, I guess it's bold. You're picking 2 teams basically as your top contenders for the AFC, and neither one has a great quarterback. And neither one has an elite quarterback. I'll say it like that. CJ Stroud has had moments of elite success his rookie season. Since then, most NFL teams would say he's probably been average. Bo Nix, I would say, is above average, but he's still not an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
To me, if you're going to pick a team to win the entire AFC, the American Football Conference, you should go with an elite quarterback. To me, the better bold prediction would be that the Jaguars are going to win the entire AFC because Trevor Lawrence can take that next step to being elite. I just don't see it in CJ Stroud or in Bo Nix.
Yeah, I think part of the argument in that is they're going to say, okay, well, Seattle and Philly won the last 2 years, and a lot of people wouldn't say Hurts and Darnold are elite quarterbacks, but they had elite defenses, and so those two teams,
like Chiefs and
but that's what we've seen recently is the run game and the
Patriots.
Defenses, and that's been the last couple years, and teams have kind of figured that out where you don't need that top 3, 4, 5 quarterback. I mean, I don't think Trevor is that either. And I think part of it, he goes on the explanation of there's like this weird, people keep talking about CJ Stroud in this playoff, but in the other 2 playoffs he's been in, he's actually played really well in those. And so don't look at this postseason of those turnovers and stuff as this. He's in the second year under was a new offensive play caller last year. And so now you get another year with that and some of those things. And they won a playoff game with CJ playing that bad. And so I see why people are high on the Texans because I think they're going to have the best defense in football this year, which is unfortunate for this team and for this division in general. But I do think that CJ Stroud has a lot to prove this year to show that he can not make those big mistakes because that is what is the most relevant and recent thing that you're going to be talking about. Same with the Jaguars. We could talk about the 13 wins, but we've talked a lot more about what happened in Buffalo and what didn't work in that loss. And I'm sure the Texans fans are saying the same thing. You turned the ball over 5 times in a game, and you're not going to win many football games, if any at all, doing that. I want to say there was a stat where it's like, somebody did it. Josh Allen or something had 5 turnovers in a game and ended up winning, but it doesn't happen often where that is. And so I do think I get the outside perspective of that view just because they're going to say this is a really good defense. Looks like they upgraded their offensive line. They added several pieces to their offensive line. Wyatt Taylor and some of those guys. And then you get David Montgomery, who they feel is definitely going to be at least an improvement from last year in their run game. And then so you're like, well, if CJ Stroud just does what he does, they already won a lot of football games last year with him playing bad. And so I get the argument, but it is at the same time, I do think it's interesting to go straight to the Texans because I do think you can make an argument in the AFC. In my perspective right now, you could say the Ravens and the Bengals probably are 2 that I would, and I guess Chiefs, but in this he says Chiefs another prediction was the Chiefs miss the playoffs again. But you get a healthy Joe and a healthy Lamar, and they've also made improvements on both of their rosters in different areas. And so those to me would be my instant, but I guess that's not as bold because it's Lamar and Joe.
Right. The bold teams are the ones that would be close to the playoffs or did make the postseason last year, like the Texans and the Jags.
Yeah.
The
the
Chargers
Broncos,
you could put in there. Yeah, obviously the Broncos are I mean, they also have an elite defense. So maybe Ben Solak just really likes those really good defenses, and the quarterbacks are going to be okay. Yeah, I went back and looked at Ben Solak's 100 things before the NFL season from 2025. So obviously before this past season. One of his bold predictions in that was that Brian Thomas Jr. would set the record for 100-yard receiving games. Obviously, we know that didn't go according to plan. But the other one was for Devin Lloyd, because he was changing his number from 33 to 0, that he was going to have a really good season. So I think Ben Solak is a really smart and talented guy that covers the NFL. So I'm not totally discounting whatever he says or discrediting whatever he says. I think I don't like the Texans, as you well know. I don't like the Titans. I don't like the Texans. And so I don't like when people show them love. But this is another thing that Liam Cohen can use.
Yeah, use that as fuel.
Right. Look at all the things that people are great. All the great things people are saying about the Texans. Yeah. And nobody's talking about you other than how bad your offseason was, boys.
Yeah. And that's part of it. And we've talked about this for, since the free agent period, pretty much, of like when you don't make the big splash moves in the offseason, people immediately just go by what's on paper, which that's all you can do because you haven't seen these guys play together yet.
And what you lost.
Yeah.
No
and they weigh that out. And when you're saying you lost 13 touchdowns and a all-pro linebacker, Pro Bowl linebacker, whatever it was.
Yeah, second team
all-pro. Then you're going to say you didn't replace those. A lot of people are thinking. And then so when you look at the Texans, people are saying, okay, their two biggest issues were running the ball, some of CJ's mistakes, but a lot of people think those mistakes came from the offensive line and not being able to run the ball, and they addressed those two things. So that's all you can do at this point in time. And they weren't at Jags camp like we were, watching some of the pieces, and we can't even totally predict what that looks like, but they weren't seeing Koziol and some of the things that we were seeing in that, and even some of the playmakers on defense that you are expecting to take that next step.
So many Jags fans are going to draft Henry Koziol in their fantasy
I think
drafts.
So too, honestly, and probably not a bad idea.
Right.
To be honest.
No, outside of Jacksonville, how many people are talking about him? I mean, I think he was in the Albert Breer piece about like things that we've learned through mandatory minicamp around the NFL. But outside of maybe someone reading his name, I feel like, he could certainly be a sleeper pick for sure. But yeah, there is just one of the 10 bold predictions. If you want to read the rest, obviously go to ESPN. But I did just want to mention that. And then
they had Jonathan Taylor being traded to Chicago.
The Bears.
I was like, that is not happening.
Yes, I did see that. I thought that was interesting. Another text from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures with a question for us. What about the potential for an appeal? This would be about the red card again. The United States cannot appeal. That is the decision that has moved on. Once that was decided last night through VAR and the Brazilian ref, that is what it's going to be. So they could add time for more games being suspended for Balogun, but they cannot
take away Monday.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right, the golden moment awaits on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Let it shine, freedom. A celebration of the freedoms we enjoy. Happy birthday, America, from 1010XL.
Shine the light of freedom.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents. Look no further, though, than I-9 Sports, covering Duval, St. John's, and Clay to get your youngster in the game. Summer and fall registration open right now for flag football, soccer, t-ball, and basketball, plus girls volleyball at UNF and Bishop Snyder. Fields and gyms all over the First Coast, including Fort Family Field. And the best thing is, I-9 Sports offers sports year-round, so kids can always find a sport to play. i9sports.com, enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. Are you looking for a remix on the original Chick-fil-A sandwich? The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is back for a limited time only this summer. It's a flavorful spin on a familiar favorite created with Chick-fil-A chicken, a drizzle of honey, pickled jalapenos, and a spread of savory pimento cheese. This sandwich combines your favorite flavors with a new twist. Available for a limited time only, so stop by and enjoy the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich at Chick-fil-A today.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. You hear about guarantees and warranties. What is Underwood's policy?
Frank, to talk about guarantees and warranties, you have to look at our history of over 70 years in business. Underwood's entire reason for existence is and has been to offer fine products that'll be used with such satisfaction that both the giver and the receiver will want to come back, and hopefully they'll tell their friends about us. To do this means we've got to try our hardest to satisfy every customer. All of our people understand that. Now, I'm sure over the years we've made a few mistakes, but we've never failed to make good on any Underwood product that was returned with a legitimate customer complaint. Our entire reputation would mean nothing if we didn't conduct ourselves that way. Simply put, conducting our business with integrity is a lot more important to Underwoods and our customers than all the guarantees, warranties, and contrived legal obligations in the world. And you've got Underwood's word, my word, and all of our people's word on that.
Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
You already knew the golden moment was going to be that second goal last night. I mean, both goals were excellent, but the Malik Tillman free kick was absolutely unbelievable. There are very few players that I feel like can even make a kick like that.
Yeah.
And so could the keeper have done a little bit better of a job? Perhaps. But either way, once that ball went through the net, I think every single American that was watching that game lost their ever-loving minds, whether you were screaming or not.
Yeah.
In JJ's case, obviously, he was about to do a show. And certainly once he has the baby, screaming might not be allowed so much. But yeah, I just feel like it's been so incredibly fun to see a team like the United States play as well as they have.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, all the credit goes to the guys themselves, but obviously the coach and Mauricio Pochettino. And we talk about it, whether it's the Florida men's basketball team, right? Mike White was the head coach for a long time. For Gators fans watching every single game, you saw players that would get to Florida that would be pretty good offensively when they got there and then regress offensively while they were there under his tutelage because he practiced way too much defense every single time in practice. And so once Mike White left for Georgia, and a lot of people said, oh, Mike White was a good coach. I mean, you guys were getting to the tournament. You guys are crazy, toxic fan base, all that stuff. Then Todd Golden comes in and it's like a breath of fresh air. And that's what it's like for Pochettino. To watch a team, whether it's Florida and now the ability to shoot the threes, right, that they hadn't been able to before, and just play really well offensively. For the United States to just be so much better tactically. It's what soccer fans in this country have been asking for a very long time. Again, it's just the second time in the program history that the United States has won a knockout game back when they did it in 2002. I don't know that a lot of people, or as many people, were even paying attention because that World Cup was in, I think, South Korea. So those games were super early in the morning and things like that. Now in prime time, I am sure that every single sports bar in town has been loving, whether it was the U.S. hockey or now, the World Cup, the World Baseball Classic, obviously people like too. But it's so just incredibly exciting to on paper have a vision for the United States program.
Yeah.
And Taylor Twellman going off in 2018 about how the United States didn't even make it to the World Cup and qualify for the World Cup, and look at all the resources that have been poured into it. It matters to these guys, and it matters to all of us, and that's the cool part. And with 4th of July coming up in just a couple days,
and you're celebrating 250 this year. It's
that's
just
right.
a special
Semi-quincentennial is what this is called. But yeah, hot dogs, is that your favorite food on the 4th?
Probably, yes. There'll be a lot of hot dogs eaten this next few days. I have a pool. So one of my good friends, her birthday's tomorrow. So we're doing a pool day cookout tomorrow. And then Saturday, obviously, 4th of July, be at a family friends. But I do think when it comes to when you talk about coaching and how important coaching can be, and we're talking about it obviously with the USA and then with Todd Golden and the Gators. But you mentioned earlier with Liam
hopefully
Cohen.
John Sumrall
and
over Billy
hopefully
Napier too, by the way.
for you guys. But I do think when you even look at Liam Cohen, and we not saying he did everything right, as in Trent Baalke, because there was some bad decisions obviously made, but I also think that some of it was just bad coaching in recent years, because you're seeing players like Estrange and Parker Washington and Antonio Johnson and Buster Brown and Devin Lloyd and all of these guys this last year have the seasons that they had. And a lot of it was the coaches, and some of it's
Trevor Lawrence.
And some of that's in-game coaching. Some of that was them coming in the beginning and saying, hey, these things need to change. And I'm sure we talk about it so much with Trevor because they were very vocal about footwork and, changing the mechanical things. I'm sure those conversations with Devin Lloyd had between Coach Camp and him of, you're a really good player. Like, let's get the best out of you. This is how we're going to use you. And I do think that one of the biggest how we criticized Devin Lloyd previous years was, he can't drop back into coverage. He's a terrible coverage linebacker. And then last year he was one of the best coverage linebackers in the NFL. And so I do think that coaching can bring that out. And a lot of times you see a guy like Caleb Von Chason goes elsewhere and is getting 6-7 sacks in back-to-back seasons. And here it was he was tossed to the side of another wasted draft pick. And so I think sometimes that really does show that it's not, the personnel wasn't always perfect, and you really did have to do a lot with this roster when it comes to depth pieces and add just the right things to kind of fit the puzzle. That's part of it. But I do think that the right coach can bring out the best in a lot of players, and that's what we saw in just 1 year here in Jacksonville. So imagine if that continues with this coaching staff and Liam Cohen specifically with Trevor Lawrence and that offense. And when you relate that to the United States, it sounds like I said, I haven't been following it as closely as everyone else, but it does feel like JJ said, this is a lot of the same players, and they're just playing at a whole different level, and that speaks directly to the coaching and the leadership on that team.
It does. I think in a few years we'll look back, and we already kind of do this, but we'll look back and say the Jaguars had two of the worst defensive coordinators to ever be position coaches in the NFL, or coordinators in the NFL, and they probably should only be position coaches. And not saying they're bad people off the field, I'm sure they're great. But Mike Caldwell and Ryan Nielsen, look at the defensive product that we had in Jacksonville. It was putrid, right? And now this is a defense that was second in takeaways. Obviously didn't get the sack production, but it was the best run defense in the NFL. And so that is, yes, it is absolutely coaching. And I think that it's a similar thing we were talking about with JJ earlier. That's what Liam Cohen has done with the attitude and wanting this team to be physical and play fast. Those two things normally can't really go together, right? Because if you're going to be super physical, that means you've got the big
burly
uglies,
men,
right? Exactly, the mauling guards that can't actually also do other things. And so and Ezra Cleveland is a guy that can be a mauling guard, but he's also athletic too. And so I think Liam just brought this breath of fresh air. That's what I keep calling it. Because when there's a culture in every NFL building, right? And being around the Miller Electric Center as often as we are, there's a difference. Doug Peterson wasn't a bad coach and he wasn't a bad guy, but there's a difference in the culture that exists now downtown. And I think Liam Cohen is a guy that also likes to have fun. And I think his players appreciate that too. He's going to work his ass off. But he and his wife are, right now traveling and going to Wimbledon. And that's cool. For your head coach to also appreciate to travel and, get to do some of those things that, again, Doug Peterson, great guy, but I think he was only really interested in golfing.
And reminding your players to what it is, why you play the sport and you love football. And I think that felt lost at certain times here in Jacksonville too, it was always, you could tell when they were winning, everything was great and fun. And it seemed like the locker room got along, but you lost a couple games and all of a sudden it started seeming like things were unraveling and coaches calling players out on the podium and players are calling each other out and things like that. And And this last year, even with you win 13 football games,
Right.
so there's a lot of wins and you don't have a ton of comparisons. But what you do have is that Seattle Ram back-to-back where people were starting to freak out a little bit and they were like, uh-oh, like you kind of had this schedule in the beginning where there was a lot of injured teams that you were playing and backup quarterbacks, and now you get to 2 real good teams and you can score 10 and 7 points. And so
then you put the hammer down on the Chargers after that.
And that's your response.
Yeah,
and that was not going to be the response the previous year or the years before that. And you can't predict, you can't say for sure, but that's not the feeling you ever had coming out of those teams. And so that is one of the biggest differences to me is you have this team that feels like they love the game of football enough to put in the hard work that Liam Cohen clearly asked for, because we've heard them all talk about his camps and how hard they are. But when you love the game, it does make it a little easier to go out and do it. And you talk about Trevor Lawrence and just I feel like there was a period of time where I don't know how much fun he was having anymore. And it did feel like last year, especially in that final stretch, Trevor was like, this is what I do this for. This is what I feel like I'm back in college, just like slinging the ball and having fun with my friends.
When Jarian gifted him the grill, like he doesn't think he's having fun. That locker room went absolutely wild. Your friend, their birthday is tomorrow. What's their name?
Jamie.
Jamie.
Yes.
Okay. Happy birthday, Jamie. Also, one of Brian's best friends, his birthday is tomorrow as well. So happy birthday to Jonathan.
Happy birthday, Jonathan.
Exactly. All right. One segment to go. You are listening to Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
ET here for Encore Research. And this summer, discover the power of research. Clinical studies are helping researchers find better ways to prevent, diagnose, and treat disease. And community members like you make it all possible. Your participation could help drive the next generation of healthcare discoveries. Find out how you can make a difference at EncoreDocs.com. Research moves forward because of volunteers like you. Let's build a healthier Jacksonville together.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. Wait, is that Ronaldinho? Ronaldinho, you think Brazil will win it all this summer?
Claro que sí. Can I just say, you're my favorite player ever.
Bet all of soccer's biggest matches this summer on Hard Rock Bet. And keep your cool in case you run into Ronaldinho. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and back your country. Roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins. Fighting for your rights since 1975.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
What Major League Baseball team has never been to a World Series? The answer next.
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The Seattle Mariners, who were founded in 1977, have never been to the World Series.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, what's the matter? I came right over.
It's my water, Jason. Smell this.
Yeesh.
That came out of my tap, Jason. I'm worried there's a lot more in there than just H and 2 and O.
Well, yeah. In Jacksonville, we have some of the hardest water in Florida. There's calcium carbonate in there and magnesium sulfate and...
I'm sorry, calcium... what now?
It's the same stuff that makes those cool stalactites in caves.
Well, it's making my shower all powdery, my tap's all crusty, and caves make me claustrophobic.
Put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
Call Bueller Air & Plumbing. And our water treatment experts will do a free water quality test. We'll check for minerals, bacteria, anything that might make your water smelly or damage your plumbing or appliances.
And if it's bad, you can fix it?
Your glasses will come out cleaner, your shampoo will lather better.
I like a good lather, Jason.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Tom McManus has today and Monday off, so he'll be back with us on Tuesday. The gang all gets back together. And then before you know it, we will be in training camp. Literally, we're going to blink an eye, and then we're going to be in training camp.
Yeah, this is that time of year where it is.
Yeah, but we'll be on the sidelines for training
we will
camp.
Be
Slight difference. We will not be doing any sort of sled blocking.
I will not. Yeah, definitely not me. I mean, this is that time of year. It's that little bit of a lull. We have those 5-6 weeks where there's not a whole lot going on. NBA is done and NHL is done. So I love that the World Cup is right now because this is
World
just
Cup and baseball.
Perfect. Yeah, and I always have baseball, but I feel like you usually hit All-Star break like mid-July, so you do get to that point where you're like, oh no, now we don't have baseball for a week, and then it's nothing. But you've got media days and camp coming up. I was going to say
that always used to coincide with SEC media days. We would be at media days wherever they would be held
when the
that
All-Star
year.
break would be.
When the All-Star break, would be going on, and so we would watch the home run derby and all that.
It's our first little breath of college football that you really
Sure.
get from spring camp, and then there's, I guess, draft kind of, and then you have pretty much Brendan Sorsby, and then you have now media days. So it's not like you're getting all of this crazy stuff, but you still get to hear from your coaches and some of the players you like and the rival stuff. I just saw Trinidad Chambliss talking about they asked who's the team he wanted to beat the most, and he was like, Louisiana State University. Like Lane Kiffin left, some of the players left, and like I want to give it to him. I'm like,
Absolutely.
Good for you, Trinidad. Good for you.
I read an article recently. I want to say Blake Topmeyer wrote it for USA Today Sports, so Matt Hayes' colleague, and it was about Lane Kiffin and how he's kind of faded away a little bit, like on purpose. He's tried to take a step back and referenced a Jordan quote that apparently isn't really a Jordan quote, but basically like ghosting. Either way, you can go read the article, obviously, if you want. But I feel like the baseball right now is so fun because the Cubs are obviously on a winning streak, so that's the team you follow. I follow the Rays; they're on a win streak, and the Braves have kind of collapsed.
Yeah.
So it'll go in
That's
lulls.
baseball
Like
season.
the Rays were just in a slump prior to that. The Cubs just were, and so the Braves are still a really good team.
Yeah.
Just right now, not hitting as well.
Yeah, the Cubs went 5-18 for a stretch of time. It was rough for a while. And the crazy part about that, I was talking to one of my Brewers fan friends because he was he's like, oh, you're still 5.5 back. I don't care because we went 5-18 and it looked like the end of the world. We lost all our pitching staff was hurt. It was everything. My world was ending and it looked terrible. And now we still have the fifth or sixth best record in baseball, and that we had that bad of a stretch of games. Granted, some of that is we also had two 10-game win streaks in the beginning of the year, so that helped a little bit. And then now they swept 4-game sweep of the Mets, and then took 2 of 3 against the Brewers, and then now just swept the Padres. And so those are, good teams you're playing against too, outside of the Mets, but with the Brewers and the Padres. And so I do think that you breathe this little bit of life. I just hope that was the slump of the season and another one doesn't
come along the way. You got that right. By the way, Junior Caminero has hit a home run in 6 straight games, and he's now the youngest player since the year 1900 to accomplish that feat. He's only 22 years old, so impressive there. All right, let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
United States wins last night, and now Frank is live from Fort Family Park for the Stars and Stripes Spectacular presented by Firewatch. It doesn't get much better than that, Frank.
No, it really doesn't. Hey, Lauren and Taylor, thank you guys. We're excited. First, I'll get to the game about last night because I know nothing about it, so I'm going to ask you. But before that, we're here at the Bregan Baseball Complex. Compliments of our friends from the Firewatch. Mike Fleming will be here. Alex Field will be here from the Cohen Center. Brett Hastings is going to stop by Sports and Courts today. Chris Lane is going to be here, who started this fantastic collegiate coastal collegiate baseball league. It's a day to celebrate America. It's a day to celebrate baseball. The whole weekend here, we're going to be doing both, Lauren. So we are really excited to do the show out here. We just had the home run derby. Lauren, you're going to appreciate this. We just had the home run derby for all the different age groups, right? Well, how old was Caleb Stanton the last time you saw him, Lauren?
Oh my goodness, probably like 12.
Okay. Well, he's now 17. Okay. But he's such a good player. We let him hit in the 18, 19-year-old home run derby, and he hit 9 and won it. He hit 9 in a minute.
Wow.
He hit 9 in 1 minute.
Oh my goodness.
And he's younger than all those guys. But we've had all the different age groups, so they've done that. The CCBL home run derby starts at 5. This fantastic all-star game is coming up tonight. It's going to be packed here if you love baseball coming out, so we're very excited about all this going on. Now, let's get to the more important stuff. I don't know. Lauren, should it have been a red card or not? You know better than I do.
Absolutely
Yes or no?
not. No, I think it should have been a yellow card.
Okay. Tell me why. Because I don't know. I want to sound smart on my show.
No, yeah, you're good. And look, the way that the game was called, you know this in watching sports. If you watch basketball and the guy's letting everything go in the first half, and then in the second half he calls one ticky-tack foul, you're going to erupt. And also, by the way, would call it technical and would eject the player. Like, that's not the way that the game was going. That's not how he was calling it. The ref in the first half was allowing Bosnia to get away with everything. They were extra physical. Okay, if that's how you're going to call it, then that's what's going to happen in the second half. And Balogun was not trying to intentionally hurt the Bosnia player. He was going for the ball, and then their legs kind of got tangled up. That's how he ended up stepping on the guy's foot. And so to me, it's all about intention. It was not intentional. It happened quickly. But of course, when you slow things down, and Frank, you've been upset about that in the past, when you slow it down, you can make it look however you want to make it look. And so that VAR official decided that it was going to be a red card, and then the ref went along with it. And I thought it was a disgrace.
Okay. Hey, RJ, clip that, please, because that will be my take today, okay? I'll throw to it multiple times on my show. Frank, how do you feel about the red card? Here's how I feel. Okay,
yeah, it's all about intentionality. And we know that with basketball and technical fouls, right? Like that's how I would point to it.
Well, in an American sport, and I'm going to talk about this on my show with JJ, who also knows way more about it than I do, but in American sport, intention means everything. If a pitcher hits a guy in the head with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and the guy has a concussion or is out for 3 months because of head injuries, the guy doesn't get ejected unless the umpire thought he did it on purpose. Now, if you got a beanball thing going, you're throwing at each other, that's a different conversation. But unless it's intentional, no one's getting ejected, or certainly not getting suspended. So, but anyway, we'll talk more about that. But hey, it was a blast to watch last night. We loved watching it. You guys did a great job talking about it today. And again, this is really, Lauren, a special day. You know our friends from the Firewatch very well. We're celebrating America on our program. It starts today. We're celebrating baseball today. We're very excited about the Veteran Job Fair that the Firewatch is putting on here at the Bregan Baseball Complex here at Fort Family Park on Saturday. So it's a special time, and I can't wait to get it started.
It sure is. Anytime there's an organization that's committed to preventing military and veteran suicide, that's important, and especially in this community with all the military that we have. So certainly look forward to listening, and obviously look forward to hearing all about the baseball.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Taylor.
Thanks, Frank. And 4th of July on Saturday. E.T.'s birthday is on Sunday, same day as my cousin Caitlin's birthday. So just a fun weekend all around.
A lot of festivities.
A lot of festivities. The fireworks, I know everyone knows my take on them. If you have a dog that hates fireworks and is terrified of them, it's not going to be fun. But I've already told him there's going to be fireworks from now for probably the next month. So yeah, just prepare yourself.
Did he listen?
You know.
Does he understand?
Right. We'll just turn the volume super loud on the TV, some music, whatever.
Give him his little ball thing that he likes the treats in.
Yes. We just can't give him treats for 7 hours. That's the only problem.
He'd be like, I love this day.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I don't even think he'd eat the treat. He's so scared. But all right, again, just so excited about the U.S. men's national team. And thanks again to JJ for joining us today. For Taylor Dahl, for the vacationing Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you on Monday, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show, live from Fort